to recall what we learnt in our part 2nd video. So we learnt in the part 2nd video only the concepts breathing and as well as the breathing rate. Now let me start today's class with the points how do we breathe and what do we breathe out by conducting some of the activities. Okay, yes, let me start the first point, how do we breathe? Yes, my dear children, let us see the mechanism of the breathing. What is this mechanism of breathing? Yes, it is very easy to remember. Just you observe points what I am going to say one by one. You are going to remember very easily. Okay. The very first point in this breathing mechanism is we are going to be taking air through the nostrils. Okay. These are called as the nostrils. This is the first point. Second point, we are going to be taking in air. Okay. We are going to be inhale the air through the nostrils. It can reaches the lungs through the nasal cavity. This part we are going to be called that as a nasal cavity. That is the second point. What is the third point? The inhaled air reaches the lungs through the windpipe. This is the third point. What is the fourth point? The lungs are present in the chest cavity. Okay. This chest cavity is surrounded by a structure called ribs. These are the structure we can call that as a ribs. This type of a structure, it can be surrounded to the chest cavity. A large muscular sheet. Okay, a large muscular sheet called diaphragm. It can be forms the floor for the chest cavity. Okay, or we can call that part as a diaphragm. Okay, so these are the points including the mechanism of the breathing. Now, the breathing involves the movement of the rib cage and the diaphragm. It is very, very important, my dear children. Okay, so to understand all these parts, please you look at the picture. Okay, the breathing, it involves only the movement of the rib cage and the diaphragm. Okay, my dear children, let me know, now we understood the parts. Okay, now with the help of these parts, we are going to understand the mechanism of breathing. How we are going to understand it? With the two steps. Already you know about this. That is inhale. And the second one is exhale. Okay, the combining of these 2 points, we are going to be understanding the mechanism of breathing. Yes, let me say, what happens during inhalation? Okay, so for this, my dear children, please you look at the picture. During inhalation, the rib cage move upwards, move up and outwards. The diaphragm move down. Okay, this increases the space in the chest cavity and the air rushes into the lungs. Okay, this is all about the inhale. Now what happened in the exhaling process? Yes, during exhalation, the ribs, okay, the ribs move down and inwards. Automatically the diaphragm move up. Okay, move up to the former position. What happened? Automatically, okay, this reduces the size of the chest cavity and the air pushed out of the lungs. This is the mechanism happened during the exhalation. I hope it's clear, my dear children. Once again I am going to repeat it. During inhalation, the ribs move up and outwards, the diaphragm move down, and this increases the space in the chest cavity and the air rushes into the lungs. This is the during inhalation it can be happen. During exhalation, the ribs move in and inwards. Obviously, the diaphragm move up. The diaphragm move up and this reduces the size of the chest cavity and the air is pushed out of the lungs. Okay, this is all about the exhalation. Is it clear, my dear children? I hope it's very clear for you. Okay, yes. Now we understood the meaning of the exhalation and inhalation in the mechanism of the breathing. Now how we are going to test it? It is very simple. Okay, so it can be identified very easily. How it is? Okay, just I am going to say do on your own. Okay, my dear children, just you put your palm on your abdomen. Okay, on your abdomen while inhaling and also the exhaling. What happened? Definitely you are going to be experienced the changes in the chest cavity or the changes in the size of the chest cavity. Okay, so by this very simple method we are going to identify the changes in the sizes of the chest cavity. I hope it's clear, my dear children, about how do we breathe. Okay, so one or the other time your friends you are all together, you are going to be playing. At that time there is one statement. Who is going to expand their chest at a maximum level? Okay, expand their chest at a maximum. This is the statement they are going to be arised in the group. At that time, everyone, you are going to be get ready to do that. Yes. Okay. To prove this, let us perform one activity. That is the activity number 4. What is this activity? Yes, this is also one of the best method to understand the mechanism of the breathing or the changes in the sizes of the chest cavity. We are going to understand very easily while inhaling and also the exhaling. Okay, now I am going to explain the activity number 4. What is this? My dear children, just to check out all of your friends, means 4 to 5 friends, you are going to be check yourself. Take a measuring tape. Okay, tell to your friend to inhale first. At that time you are going to measure the chest measurement. Okay, and note down in the column. While inhaling, the chest measurement is in terms of a centimeter. In the same way, you are going to measure your friend's chest measurement of chest at the time of exhaling also. Again, you have to note down the measurement in terms of the centimeter. And the third column, that is the difference you are going to get. Okay, so from this, okay, to know this activity, how to do that activity, okay, just we all together, we have to watch one video regarding the activity number.
Hi dear children, today we are going to conduct one science activities. In this activities, now our assistant teacher Parmesh he is going to participate.
Hi dear students.
Hi Parmesh.
Hi sir.
Welcome to this science activity.
Thank you sir.
Now the activities is inhalation and exhalation position. What is the rate of chest? It means chest measurements. Okay, just you have to observe. Okay, Parmesh sir.
Okay sir.
You have to inhalation position. Wait sir, 1 minute. Okay, take a deep breath. This is the inhalation position. The chest measurement is 104 centimeter. Okay. Next, exhalation position. It means normal condition. Okay, 95 centimeter. This is the measurement of inhalation and exhalation chest measurement. Now I am taking the measurement of Niranjan sir. Now first I am taking the inhalation effect of inhalation measurement. Okay. One or 2 centimeter. Now the normal condition, it means exhalation measurement, chest measurement. Now 97. The next one, I am taking the measurement of Muhammad sir. Now I am going to take that inhalation position. What is the differences? 87 centimeter. In a normal stage, it means exhalation stage, I am going to take that measurement. (83 centimeter). Now I am going to take the chest measurement of Hardik. First, inhalation position. What is the differences? I will test that. 69 centimeter. Now the position of exhalation, normal condition. (65 centimeter).
Yes, my dear children, from this activity we understood that we understand the mechanism of breathing very easily by a very simple method. Okay, this is all about the activity number 4. Next, let me continue. What is this activity number 5? Yes, this is also include the mechanism of breathing by making one model. Okay, by making one model. My dear children, I am requesting you, you have to watch the activity number 5. It tells about the mechanism of the breathing by doing one model. Okay, along with that, you are going to be understand the mechanism of breathing by inhaling and also the exhaling very easily. So, regarding the activity number 5.
Mechanism of breathing in human beings. Let us understand the process of breathing through a simple experiment. Take a transparent plastic bottle. Remove its bottom. Then take a rubber cork, Y-shaped plastic tube and 2 deflated balloons. Now to each fork end of the tube, fix the balloons. Cap the bottle with cork. Put the tube attached to the balloons inside the bottle from its open bottom. Make a hole in the cork and pass the open end of the tube outside the bottle through the hole. Now tie a rubber sheet at the bottom of the bottle tightly so that no air can pass through it. Pull down the rubber sheet and watch the balloons get inflated. Now push the rubber sheet inside the bottle and watch the balloons collapse. How do the balloons get inflated and deflated when we pull or push the rubber sheet? When we pull the rubber sheet outwards, the space inside the bottle increases and the air inside the bottle becomes lighter. So the dense air rushes into the balloons from outside. The air enters the tube through the opening outside the bottle. Then the air travels through the tube and enters the two branches of the tubes and into the balloons. When we push the rubber sheet inside, the space in the jar is reduced and the pressure is increased. This pushes the air out of the balloons. The balloons get deflated. Now let us see how this correlates to the breathing system. The bottle is like a human body. There is an empty space or a cavity inside the body filled with air called body cavity. The rubber sheet is the diaphragm which divides the body into two parts. The upper part is the chest cavity. The Y-shaped tube is the trachea and the bronchi. The balloons are like the lungs which are situated in the chest cavity. Now let us see what happens in our body. The opening of tube outside the bottle is the opening in the nose, which is the nostrils. When diaphragm goes down, it makes the chest cavity larger. In the same manner, when we pull the rubber sheet, the space inside the bottle gets larger. The oxygen-rich air from outside enters the windpipe through the nostrils. It happens just like what we saw in the experiment. Air enters the bronchi, like the air enters the two branches of the tubes in the experiment. Then finally, air goes to the lungs and the lungs get inflated as the balloons in the experiment. Similarly, when we push the rubber sheet or the diaphragm, it moves the air up and the cavity becomes denser. There is more pressure on the balloons or the lungs and air gets out of the body through the same path as before. That means from lungs to the bronchi, windpipe, nasal cavity, nostrils, and finally out of the body. Thus, the breathing is controlled by the movement of diaphragm. Diaphragm is a membrane which is present between the chest and abdomen. The movement of diaphragm is controlled by a group of muscles. In humans, breathing involves two main steps, namely inhalation and exhalation. Taking in air which is rich in oxygen is called inhalation. During inhalation, the diaphragm moves down, in other words, contracts. The rib cage expands. This leads to the expansion inside the lungs. When the diaphragm contracts, the volume of the thoracic cavity increases. As a result, the oxygen-rich air from outside enters the lungs through the nostrils and then to the alveolar sacs. Giving out air which is rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation. During exhalation, the diaphragm moves up, in other words, relaxes. The rib cage contracts. This leads to contraction of the lungs. When the diaphragm relaxes, the volume of the thoracic cavity decreases. As a result, the carbon dioxide-rich air moves out of the lungs through the same path but in the opposite direction. A human adult at rest on an average breathes about 28,800 times per day. In other words, 12 to 20 times per minute.
Okay, yes. Last but not least, what is this? What do we breathe out? You already know this. We are going to breathe out carbon dioxide. Okay, how do we prove that? Yes, for that also, we are going to conduct one activity. Okay, what is that activity? We are going to breathe out some gases. Okay, what is that? We are going to understand that concept. What do we breathe out by conducting one activity? That is the activity number 5, activity number 6. Okay, my dear children, please you watch this video and let me back again. Okay, children, now we are doing the activity number 6. What is this? What do we breathe out? In this activity, we are going to conduct a small activity. What we are going to breathe out? Okay, for that experiment, we need some requirements. What are those? You have to take a straw, you have to take a glass, and you have to take a pure lime water. These are the requirements we need to conduct the experiment. Now I am going to start the experiment. My dear children, you have to take a glass and you have to pour the pure lime water in the glass. Okay. Now just to look at it, what is the appearance of the water? It is purely colorless. Now you should take the straw and you have to blow gently. Okay. Yes, my dear children, please look at the appearance of the lime water. It is in milky. So why it had become a milky? Yes, there is a reason. So you have to take you have taken a lime water. We are going to call that as a calcium hydroxide, and I blow air. In that air, carbon dioxide is present. After that, we are getting a calcium carbonate from the water. Okay. In this simple experiment, we understood that what we are exhaling the air, that is rich in a carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the experiment we are going to we have conducted to prove what do we breathe out. Okay, next, my dear children, you are aware of that we are going to take the air, that is in terms of an inhale or an exhale. It is a mixture of gases. Okay, so how we have to prove this? Yes, from this experiment we understood that we are going to be in that exhaling air, carbon dioxide is rich. Yes, what I am going to say, in this along with that carbon dioxide, along with that some of the gases are present. How we have to prove that? Yes, to prove that we are going to conduct another one small activity. What is that? Just to take a mirror. Okay, after some time, just to observe the surface of the mirror. Okay, a thin film moisture it can be appear on the surface of the mirror. What does it indicate? Means where do you get those droplets? Yes, those droplets indicate the other gases. Means what I am going to say, my dear children, what we exhale in that air along with that not only the rich in carbon dioxide, along with carbon dioxide, some of the unwanted gases present, but those are not required by our body. Okay, let me conduct the activity. Okay, take a mirror. I am going to exhale on the mirror. Okay. Okay, please observe here some of the droplets and some of the thin moist surface we can identify on the mirror. You have to do this in your home on yourself. Okay. So from these two experiments, we understood that what we are going to exhale, that is purely rich in carbon dioxide. Along with that, some of the gases are present. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so from this we understood, from this activity we understood that we are going to be exhale the air. It is including of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so I hope children you understood all these three activities. Okay, it is including of the breathing of mechanism. How do we breathe and what do we breathe out? So let me stop here, my dear children. In the very next day, means next day we are going to discuss about how the other organisms breathe. Means except human beings, how the other organisms breathe. We are going to discuss in the next class. Okay? Yes. Thank you.